Hello, Randall M. Rueff here. Monday, June the 10th, 2013 AD. It's in the wee hours of the morning. And I search Apple's website all the time because I like to see their technology, what they're coming out with. And there's a lot of neat things that they do. But what I'm disappointed about is some of the things that they're doing that I really don't like. And iCloud is pretty much number one on my list. Now, let me say this. I don't mind having the option of iCloud, but the problem is they're focused too much on iCloud. They've already done away with DVD. They're already gotten rid of DVD burners and players in all the computers except for the Mac Pro. No more iMacs with DVD, no more PowerBooks with DVD. Not to mention the fact Blu-ray. Now, if you have a Mac Pro, you can take out your iDVD, but you can take out your DVD super drive and replace it with a DVD reader writer. And in fact, if you have two of them, you can even replace. You can put in two Blu-ray reader and writer. And I keep wanting to say DVD, but you can take out your DVD. The Mac Pro has up to two DVD super drive plates. You can put up to two Blu-ray players internally. Of course, via USB, you can put in several. I mean, no doubt about it. But the point is, internally, Apple is doing away with all kinds, whether it's CD, DVD, Blu-ray, you name it. They're trying to get rid of it, and they're wanting you to put your files on the cloud. Now, for some applications, that's good, and for some applications, that's bad. Now, for example, here's a good use. For example, when I play my Xbox Live over the internet and I play against people, having some of that content in the cloud is good. However, I also want to keep a backup on my computer. Okay? So, they can, I want both. Okay? YouTube is a good example of having stuff on the internet that you don't have or may not keep backups of. That's, some people keep backup of their YouTube videos that they put on. Some people don't. Either way, that's a good example of, I guess you would say, cloud computing, where you no longer have your files that are out there. That's a good use. Excuse me. I'm just got fun in my throat again today. Okay. However, where they're going with this is, the direction they're going is, they don't want you to keep your files on CD, DVD, Blu-ray. They want you to keep their files on their service. Now, obviously they're going to charge for this. That's my one concern. Two, I have AT&T Internet, and let me tell you firsthand how unreliable it is. So one's the money. I don't have to pay any extra money. One of the reasons YouTube is successful and Facebook is successful is because you don't charge any money. So that's one strike. Two, AT&T Internet or Internet connection. Let's just not to say AT&T, but if your Internet connection is not good, you won't have the ability to get to your files. Imagine going to a meeting, setting up your presentation, or setting up your computer, going to the Internet, ready to do your presentation, and the Internet's dead. You can't do your presentation. Well, that's where it's going to be a problem. And I know what you're saying, but I've still got a hard drive. Yeah, you still have a hard drive. But, and let me say this again, Adobe is another company that kind of scares me in the way they're going with their software. What they're wanting to do now, for example, let's say you have Photoshop. I have Photoshop. I love it. It's a great program. But one of the options they're now doing is a pay by month. Instead of paying $600 or $900, trust me, it's not cheap. What they're doing is saying you can pay so much a month to use the software. Again, if you go with this plan, that sounds good. Okay, I'll only pay so much a month. But if your internet dies, guess what? It doesn't work. Okay? So, like I said, I live in Indiana. I have AT&T internet. And I know from experience how many times I wanted to get on the internet and my AT&T internet service, my modem just sits there with 3 of the lights. It has 4, well, actually it has 5 lights, but the first 4 have to be on. The first one's, power, and then Ethernet, and DSL, and then internet, and then activity. And the first 3 lights will be lit, but the one that says internet, which is the 4th light, nothing. Or it'll be flashing, meaning it's trying to get access. So, I know how frustrating that can be. And I can only imagine trying to use software. I mean, it's bad enough trying to get access to a file, but having a program you have to access over the internet, the idea is, oh my gosh. Now, I understand these companies spend a lot of money developing these products, some of them, and they want to make money, and I understand that. That's the reason they pay $600 and $900 for some of these applications, because they are good, and they do take time to research, develop, make enhancements to, etc., etc. But I just don't like the iCloud idea. If we had internet that was like, it was like TV where we have bad reception sometimes when it rains or when it's cloudy out or the weather's a certain way. It's the same thing with the internet. We don't always have it. Now, I don't know what affects it. Whether it's, so many users at a certain time are using it and even more and more people are trying to use it at the same time. Or maybe a server's down here or down there. It's just not working. I mean, I don't know. The point is, we are a long way away, in my opinion, from getting internet that is reliable 100%. And I just, I don't see it. And it just frustrates me. I think part of the problem is there are a lot of people who, that work on these things like iCloud, who work in Silicon Valley. That's a lot of them, where Apple Computer is located. And they work at Microsoft. And those companies have access to superior internet connectivity. I mean, they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people. I mean, I'm just saying in general, all these companies together. Millions of people who live in an area where internet connectivity is probably fiber optics. I don't know if it is or not. But my point is, it's reliable and it's fast. And I live in Indiana where sometimes it's fast, a lot of times it's not. And that's assuming we can get on and get access. So I'm just not sold on the idea of iCloud. And I definitely don't like the fact that they're taking away. For example, one of my biggest things I hate is that with the current operating system, I love iDVD. It was an awesome program. It is an awesome program if you can have it. But I upgraded from 10.4 to 10.5, and all of a sudden I don't have access to that program anymore. Why? Because Apple's trying to promote iCloud. For some reason, if you store your information on a DVD, you're in their collective mind, you're going against iCloud, or if you're, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I like to have the option of both. I think both is a good idea. I mean, like I said, I'm not full. If you want to do iCloud, fine, do iCloud, but don't stop me from saying just because my software is older or I go a different way, that my software shouldn't work because you think it might interfere with you. You know what I'm saying? You allow all software to run, and it's like you're dumbing down the computer saying this software won't work and this software won't work because it interferes. To me, that's what everybody was afraid that's exactly what Microsoft was doing in the 1990s when they had the big lawsuit. Guess what, people? They're doing it now. This is 2013, and they're doing it now, and nobody seems to give a crap. And I do, because I've lost the capability. But right now, I wish I had the money to buy a new computer and delete the current OS and just live on 10.4 point, whatever the last version is, 10.4.11 or 12 or whatever, instead of this 10 point, I think I'm on 10.7 or 10.8, I don't know, but anyway, I think it's 10.7 point something, I don't know, anyway, but, I don't know, iCloud disturbs me, and the fact is, the directions Tim Cook and the current administration is taking Apple, I do not like. There's a lot of things I wish they would do that they're not, and they're doing some things I don't like that I wish they weren't. And that's all I have to say. You know, history will be the judge, and I think it's going to come to a point where you're going to look back to this video, or this one, or similar ones, and maybe similar ones, I don't know, and say, hey, look, they told us so. Nobody paid attention to them because they're nobody. They're just your average person. I wish I had more power to be able to change things, make things better. That's why I'm making this video. So hopefully somebody will listen and watch. And that can make a difference. I mean, man, I'll tell you what, if I had the ability to be the CEO, man, first of all, I make it a whole lot better. I get so many ideas, and it frustrates me that I don't have the power to change things that I wish I could change. I guess I'll just leave you with that. So until next time, I'm Randall M. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And may God bless you. Oh yeah, it's still better than a PC though. But a long shot.